In my previous video, I talked about how you use fountain pens in both art and science, and how fountain pens create this bridge between the two spheres for me. And since TWSBI sent me another lovely pen, this is a limited edition of their flagship model, TWSBI Diamond 580. They launched on the 15th of November this really beautiful model in what I would describe as a maritime green-blue. They call it Caribbean with Onyx because they have this dark gray trimming and the dark gray nib. I hope it focuses. And this was such a lovely pen. I've never used or never tried the 580 Diamond. Initially, I thought this might be a little bit too large for my hand, but the balance and the distribution of weight is so ergonomic. I've already wrote many pages with it. I use it to review a lot of hydrogeological papers, and I've been enjoying it very much. The nib is excellent. It's slightly wider, it's bigger than the typical nibs that I've been used to in my Diamond Mini and TWSBI Eco. And for the first time, I decided that this is a pen that deserves a matching ink. So I bought this ink from Pilot Iroshizuku in Kujaku, which is actually what I thought that it might mean based on the color. It means peacock, and it's exactly the color that matches the Caribbean version, and I've been enjoying it very much. So today I decided to share with you a new method of journaling. I don't really enjoy journaling per se in the sense of keeping a diary. I don't really like being too introspective about my day, being too descriptive about it. I usually keep agendas and I have checklists, and I have a good reference for the events in my life. And usually when I journal, which I actually do on a daily basis, it's basically reading things early in the morning before I start work and just writing my thoughts, trying to extract general useful ideas, trying to be as universal as possible. And very often I go back to these small essays and they become bigger articles, and they're always really good to go back to them because I always remember my state of mind, my process of thinking, and in a sense they are of much greater use for me, generally speaking. But today I decided to combine art and science or research in one, being inspired by the Renaissance masters, because you're probably very familiar with Leonardo da Vinci's studies, the mirrored handwriting, the very beautiful calligraphic handwriting and calligraphic drawings in pen that are available to us today, fortunately. And since the Renaissance masters were scientists as well, because they always researched, they had a hands-on approach to everything. They did the groundwork. They had to research anatomy, they had to understand mathematics, conduct experiments, and all of that just in order to be able to draw well. Now, we have a lot today in terms of foundations. We don't have to do much research. We just have to learn things, and everything else becomes intuitive. But concerning today's journal, this is something that I want to be as a source of inspiration for my future work. So I'm using fountain pens to practice my calligraphic or precise drawing, and this is probably my favorite work of art in history, the Etruscan winged horses. And this is it's known as the horse of Selene from the Parthenon, the constellation of Pegasus. And then I wrote some quotes by Xenophon. And I decided to use this type of journaling, first of all, to relax. Second of all, to practice book illustration styles and see how things look on a page. But it's also something of great inspiration for me. When I go back to my journal, I look at this and I make a lot of associations. I imagine a particular atmosphere, I imagine a particular time, and I like to use symbols. I like to make associations of symbols, and through symbols create a story, a narrative, and a message. And so today I will do the same thing and show you how this lovely TWSBI works. As I said, I've been using it a lot already, and it's a pen that I'll probably use long-term for long writing sessions. you.